I'll be just here on the stream probably for the next little while, babysitting these storms for folks. Oh, yeah. My little slate. There we go. How about that? What hasn't taken? Oh, what is the deal? Sorry, so sorry. It's just a gray thing. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was, okay. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Okay, bye. Here, let me turn this audio up. Good evening, everybody. There we go. Meteorologist Keith Gibson here in the First Alert Weather Center. Let me know if the audio is working. There it is. Okay, great. Let's do some radar and some weather tracking here this evening. Thanks for tuning on in. Let's first go to our Sturgeon Bay Skycam. We have some wet weather coming on in, some stormy skies here in Sturgeon Bay. Non-severe activity in Sturgeon Bay, but there is a storm moving on in. And let's go to First Alert Viper Max here. Let's bring up my weather graphics and talk about where we are going to be going here. So bringing this up full screen, we have a batch of storms. We've had a little bit of small hail reported in western Manitowoc County. Just got that information on in. So I am off camera here, but I am still going to be talking about what we see. So if this is First Alert Viper Max, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Manitowoc County. This goes until 7:30 this evening. As far as hail with the storm, there's a little bit of small hail being detected here. But nothing too terribly large. We had about a stone, maybe half-inch diameter. This was about 651, so not too long ago. Just as this severe thunderstorm warning was issued, this storm is moving east at about 35 miles per hour, and you can see the storm is staying south of Manitowoc at this hour. That is the only official severe thunderstorm warning we have in our area. But again, that warning goes until 7:30. We'll go to our Manitowoc Skycam looking south, and you can see the threatening skies here. The core of that storm staying to the south of Manitowoc. So thank you for, thank you for tuning on in on this Sunday evening. I've got you up on my Facebook comments, so if you do want to chime in with anything, let me know. So this is Manitowoc. It looks like things have pulsed down below severe limits right now. So let me go up to Sturgeon Bay and Dora County. This is non-severe, but this is also producing some good downpours and some threatening skies, some lightning in this. Let's go to our hail tracker here. There could be a little bit of smaller hail over the Bay of Green Bay right now. That looks like it's just offshore, but there could be some small hail in this. That would be just to the north of Little Sturgeon here, west of Sturgeon Bay. And this is moving east. Let me put a 30-minute lapse on this. This is moving east-southeast. So Dora County, you're getting affected right now. There could be some wind gusts over 40 miles per hour in this as well. We've had some gusty breezes, some small hail today. Not really a lot of widespread severe weather, but it only takes a storm that could produce some 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and we could have some scattered trees that come down, some scattered power outages. But thankfully, this is not a widespread severe weather event. We only had a level 1 risk going into today, a level 2 risk ongoing here in some spots here this evening. But this is the big picture. If you're just wondering about the rest of the area right now, we have a broken line of storms from Menominee County, Michigan, down towards about Wausau. And there are a couple of outflow boundaries here. If you look closely, things are possibly going to collide here. We've got an outflow boundary, and there's also a bit of a lake breeze. And those three things I just drew on there could be colliding over the Fox Valley, Green Bay, and those could produce some additional showers and storms here over the next little while. So something to watch out for as we go throughout the next little while here. Val reporting a little bit of hail out towards Valders in western parts of Manitowoc County. That correlates with some of the reports we've had so far. Going back to Door County, let's put on some velocity here. And this is the radar detecting where there could be some wind. And at this point, there is some wind being detected within this batch of rain. At this point, sub-severe wind, but there could be some gusts that could be up to around 40 miles per hour. Going back to radar, you can see it here, Sturgeon Bay up to Bailey's Harbor, Sister Bay, Gills Rock. This is an intense band of rain and thunder. And as we go back and put on our sky cams, let's go to Sturgeon Bay here and see exactly how this is shaping up. Some overcast conditions, threatening skies. It's a little bit stormy here this evening on this Sunday. We topped out in the 60s and 70s lakeside today, cooler right on the water. But temperatures inland, low and mid 80s, the warmest day of the year. And I think it's the warmest day in Green Bay, 82, the warmest day since early October in Green Bay. A very warm day for us. So just to reset the situation, it is 7:15. We've had not a lot of widespread severe weather across northeastern Wisconsin. We have a little cluster of storms down here in central and southeastern Manitowoc County. One little storm southeast of Valders. Val reporting a little bit of hail out towards that way not too long ago. And also pretty good little storm cell between Newton and Cleveland in southeastern Manitowoc County right along Interstate 43. The city of Manitowoc has missed out on this initial batch, but there's one little cluster, one little storm just to the northeast of Two Rivers near Point Beach State Park. And some non-severe activity, some downpours back to the west, but that's really not too impressive here around Oshkosh and Lake Winnebago. So a few clusters of storms in Manitowoc County. Again, that warning until 7:30. Going back to our hail product here, it is picking up on a little bit of hail in this. As we put the little query value on here, there could be some penny to nickel size hail in some of this activity, in addition to some of those gusty breezes here. So this is the very latest, just a severe thunderstorm warning here until 7:30 for Manitowoc County. If you're just tuning on in, that is the situation just to the southeast and south and southwest of Manitowoc. We'll go back with our Skycam here from Manitowoc and be able to see a little bit of sunshine in downtown Manitowoc, but it is a little bit unsettled to the south and southeast. I would move the camera, but we're blocked a little bit from that view. So let's go back up to Sturgeon Bay, where we have the next little batch of storms coming into parts of Door County. And we do have some wet weather here in Door County. Not severe. There's some gusty breezes perhaps will wash the trees in the foreground, but nothing too terribly crazy at this point from our vantage point in Sturgeon Bay. But as far as a radar perspective, we do have some pretty good downpours here moving into parts of Door County off the bay. And that is going to be to the northeast of Green Bay at this point. We'll see if this line, this outflow boundary, this is the outflow boundary right there, goes down to Pulaski, just to the north of Green Bay. That outflow boundary could collide with a lake breeze and another outflow boundary now north of Appleton, and these little boundaries are sitting out there, and this could produce some additional activity here in the Fox Valley at some point over the next hour or so. So going to our Appleton sky cam, you can see some of these towering cumulus clouds that we have building because of some of these storms in the region. Really neat to see here. Here's our visible satellite. This is something that tells the story. We're losing a lot of daylight, but we've had some storms erupt. And let me bring on the satellite that shows both the visible and the infrared. And where we have the brighter colors showing up here on First Alert Viper Max, this is where we have some of the taller cloud tops. Now, typically, I'll tell you folks that if we were to have a lot of oranges and reds, those clouds would be really, really tall, and we would have a lot of really strong thunderstorm activity here. But right now, these cloud tops aren't too terribly strong or tall. The storms aren't too terribly strong in general, but we do have some momentum out there and some pockets of activity. But by and large, this is some scattered storminess. This is not widespread severe. We don't have any severe thunderstorm or tornado watch or anything like that. We have just the one severe thunderstorm warning. This is for Manitowoc County until 7:30. And if we zoom on in to street level here, just to the west of Newtonburg here on, let's just say, English Lake Road, this is where we've had some pretty good downpours. This is just east of Valders. And this is where we've had a little history of some small hail with this storm cell. And we can see it right here showing on up. So if you live in this area, western Manitowoc County, east of Valders, there still could be some small hail in this, in addition to heavy downpours, lightning, and some gusty breezes. Putting on our velocity product here, not really a lot of gusty wind signature activity showing up with that storm. That's good news, but there is some small hail potential, some downpours, some lightning, nothing we can't handle here. So that's certainly good news. And if you do have any other reports to chime on in, I'd love to know about it. But right now, just limited amounts of reports from our region today. We had some wind damage, tree damage down towards Dane County, Madison earlier this evening. And so that is the current lay of the land here across northeastern Wisconsin. This activity goes all the way back to the north of Shawano, some showers here in Menominee County, and also out towards areas east of Wausau. This is non-severe activity, so we have some strong storms in the vicinity of Manitowoc County down here, some small hail there, some downpour, some lightning, perhaps a little bit of small hail in Door County, and then some non-severe activity with some embedded thunder and lightning back to the northwest here. And that is something that we will continue to follow as we go throughout the evening. But by and large, this is shaping up to be a low-end type severe weather threat today, thankfully. We don't really want to have a lot of widespread severe weather at any time of the year, let alone on Mother's Day. And we had a very good Mother's Day in general, but now we're ending the day with some scattered showers and storms. So this is the 30-minute lapse here. One other thing to let you know about, and the warning for Manitowoc County goes until 7:30. I'm going to be here for a while here this evening, probably up until about 8 o'clock to keep you updated on what's happening here. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know. And if we get a new severe thunderstorm warning at some point, you'll probably see me go over to the TV side and do a cut-in real quick. But right now we are babysitting the activity, and there I am. I'll put myself up here. So we've got First Alert Viper Max, we've got some storms, and we'll go back to Viper Max here in just a little bit. Great to see you here on our Sunday. And if you're a mom, happy Mother's Day. I talked to my mom earlier today, and she was having a good day over in Michigan, out and about with the great weather we had earlier this afternoon. But it was a very warm Sunday here. These are the highs of record: 82 in Green Bay, 85 in Wapaka today, 82 in Wausau, 83 in Oshkosh, 84 Fond du Lac, 83 up in Pembine, even into the North Woods, upper 70s, low 80s. Cooler lakeside as expected, as anticipated, some 60s to low 70s right on the water. Tale of two different areas here yet again, and that's usually the story. even with a pretty good southwest wind today, we had a bit of a lake breeze set on up and things were a little bit cooler lakeside. So that's where we were earlier today. Now, as we go ahead and check out where we're headed later tonight and tomorrow, you probably heard that there is a new batch of wildfire smoke coming on in. And let me go ahead and talk about this real quick. This is an air quality advisory that is in effect for tonight, tomorrow, at least until 10 a.m. It's probably going to be extended, to be honest with you. This is for most of our area. We have a first batch of Canadian wildfire smoke that is coming down from Canada. A lot of fires burning in British Columbia, Alberta again. Remember last year? Let's just hope it's not a repeat performance. But air quality for us now is okay. We have the storms, but the air is pretty dry and it's very clean as far as pollutants, and that's a good thing. But as we look ahead here, we have very unhealthy air back into parts of northwestern Wisconsin, Minnesota, Canada, and this batch of wildfire smoke is going to be coming on back down to the southeast here as we close out tonight and get into tomorrow. So let me bring this up full screen again, and we'll be able to, where is my graphic here? I'm multitasking, can you tell? Oh goodness. Okay, let's go ahead and bring that up. Okay, so I have to reset something real quick. So we've got some wildfire smoke that's coming on in, and I want to show you our forecast model real quick in case you missed our television show at 5:30. We were talking about this smoke coming on in from Canada, and here it is. So we have a cold front, we have the smoke, and you can see this come on in. This front's moving through this evening, and behind it will be the smoke. So unfortunately, when you wake up tomorrow, I suspect you will smell the smoke. You will likely see the haze in the air. I was looking at some webcams from Isle Royale National Park in western Lake Superior this afternoon. It was hazy, it was smoky, and that's coming our way. So it looks like our Monday is going to be relatively hazy and smoky. There's still going to be a few showers around south of Green Bay tomorrow, but by and large, the big story is going to be the smoke coming on in for our day tomorrow. So the air quality, good now, but it is going to become very poor, it would appear, later tonight and tomorrow. So that is the current thinking anyway, and there's really nothing that's going to change it now, it would appear. So let's go ahead and get back to our radar forecasting, our radar tracking, if you will. And we'll bring this up full screen again and keep this going. So if you do have any comments or questions, let me know here. Let me dig through the comments. Stacy reporting just had some rain and thunder in Velders for a minute, then it stopped. Steve complaining about the forecasting here. Thank you very much for that. We told you not everyone was going to get a storm today, and that is the case. We still have a chance to see some rain and storms this evening. We're not done yet. We mentioned the threat for any storm that could be on the stronger side, 3 to 9 p.m. today. So just reiterating that, we are not done with the event, and we still have a chance for some storms and rain even in the Green Bay area, in case you are wondering. So send your complaints to someone else this evening. I am closing the complaint department as of now, but I am open for complaints after the event. That is my friendly advice right now. So we will continue to see how things play out with these showers and storms coming on through. So let's go back and inspect things a little bit more closely here. First, Sturgeon Bay, see where we are going. As far as the hail threat, that is more or less gone. Certainly good news. There could be some small stuff in there. But this really looks like some non-severe activity from Sturgeon Bay to Jacksonport, Bailey's Harbor. And there's a little bit to the back of that. But this first wave is pretty good rainfall activity. Sturgeon Bay Skycam here. Some pretty good showers around, some thunder, some lightning, nothing we haven't had before here. So that's certainly good news here. But we've had some reports of some hail down in Manitowoc County, and that is why the National Weather Service in Green Bay did issue the severe thunderstorm warning. for that area, and that continues for another 3 minutes. And then once that warning expires, I suspect we may not have another warning here for a while, if not the rest of the night, just the way it's looking. But there's this other storm cell west of Wittenberg. So if you're in western Shawano County, there's a chance that there could be some strong storm activity. Our hail tracker doesn't show anything here, but there could be some wind in this as we put on our queries. There are some signs. We're sampling about 4,000 feet up here in western parts of our area, and this could be some wind gusts that could be around 40 miles per hour here, at least elevated. So definitely some gusty breeze potential here in western Shawano County. So just a heads up here. Let me bring up our power outage map, and right now we don't have any power outages across northeastern Wisconsin. That is the numbers that have trickled on into our system. Not to say there aren't some outages out there on a scattered basis, but as far as widespread power outages, that is not being detected right now. That is good as well. Nice to report. So here's the lay of the land at 7:28. We're coming up on the expiration of the severe thunderstorm warning that has been occurring in Manitowoc County. We'll put on our hail swath, and so these are pockets of where there was likely some hail in parts of western Manitowoc County earlier this evening. You can see a couple of these pockets here. And there's one right there. There's another one down here. So some of us had some hail, got some reports reporting anywhere from about a half-inch diameter up to size of a mothball. So we've had some storms that have been producing some scattered hail here in Manitowoc County. But right now, as we put on the current depiction, any hail threat now looks like it is shifting out to Lake Michigan and offshore. So it looks like that warning is going to be allowed to expire. You'll see that drop off the map here at 7:30, so about another minute of time. And then we'll be looking at some pretty quiet conditions as far as severe weather activity goes, but still not out of the woods as far as this batch back to the west of Wittenberg. So a couple of things to watch out for, and we're still watching these outflow boundaries. I'm going to kick up the sensitivity on radar, and look at these two lines converge. One is coming down from the north. It's going to be through Green Bay here soon. The other one's coming up from Appleton and northern Outagamie County, central Brown County, western parts of Green Bay City. Don't be surprised if we have some rain and storms pop up here at some point soon. I'm just looking out the Weather Center window. We have towering clouds and threatening skies in downtown Green Bay. It looks like things are trying to bubble. So we will continue to watch the situation. The warning for Manitowoc County has expired. It is now 7:30. So that is good news to report. So we'll come back to radar in just a split second. I want to go into our forecast here in case you missed this on the TV side here. So 7:30. This is one of our computer models here. It's not doing the best jobs. It's doing an okay job. It's got the general depiction right. The exact placement of where we have some rain and storms a little bit off, but down towards Manitowoc up through Sturgeon Bay, Door County, it's doing okay. Back to the west, it's missing some of the activity, but it's got the general trend. We've got the cold front coming on through. By 9 o'clock, we're still going to have some rain and storms around. I will say as we get into areas into timing after sunset, after 8 o'clock, by 9, we'll have lost the sun. We're going to lose some of that heating, and we will lose the strong storm potential. Not to say we won't have some of this continue after 9 up to about midnight. So there's still about 4.5 hours left of this evening before midnight, and there's still a chance for some rain and storms here. So the strong storm activity will be limited, but some of us could still have some strong storm activity during the evening for sure. We'll monitor that and go back to radar here in a split second. Going into the morning hours tomorrow for your commute, it looks like we'll have generally fair conditions, mid-40s north of the Fox Valley, some low to mid-50s along the lakeshore, low to mid-50s to the Fox Valley, and still in the upper 50s down towards Fond du Lac tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, this is 6:30 in the morning. Winds have been breezy today. They're going to become more northerly and easterly tomorrow, a little bit lighter for sure. But with that northeast to east wind off the water on Monday, we're thinking temperatures near the lakeshore will be only in the 50s, the low 60s, 60s, the low 70s inland. And keep in mind, this model is depicting the clouds, the temperatures, the wind. It's not depicting the low-level smoke that's going to be around. So it could be some hazy sunshine across the north, but very smoky. Farther south, likely some smoke in the air, but more clouds, and even a chance for a few rain showers going into tomorrow afternoon. So we'll be watching out for the rain this evening. Temperatures in or the rain and storms this evening, 40s and 50s for lows tonight. And tomorrow, 60s and 70s, cooler lakeside. Areas of smoke will be around too, unfortunately. Here we have the air quality alert in effect. So a quick look at our 7-day before we go back to our radar. A quick look at our 7-day forecast shows that we have the smoke in the air tomorrow will be cooler, go from the 70s and 80s today to the 60s. And then some 60s and 70s for some of us tomorrow. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, some lower humidity, some brighter skies, better air quality there Tuesday, Wednesday. But it's going to be pretty smoky tomorrow. And if you are sensitive to that, you probably want to spend time indoors. We'll watch Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the next chance for some unsettled weather in our neck of the woods. So that is the general lay of the land right now. Going back to radar here this evening. All right, so right now we have some non-severe storms here on our Sunday evening. I'm going to pop on the storm reports that we have had so far today. And we've had a little bit of half-inch diameter hail here in the western parts of Manitowoc County. That was about 650 with that little batch of storms. We've got some time lapses going tonight, so hopefully those turn out. They could be really neat to see. And as far as that goes, we haven't had any official severe weather reports in our area. Some strong wind gusts over 40 miles per hour back to the west and also down to the southwest. And also some tree damage reported in areas of Dane County west of Madison this evening. You can see some of those reports here. So this has been pretty limited in size and scope as far as severe weather goes. That's great news. I'm going to show you a 3-hour lapse here. Let's go back 3 hours and show you how things have evolved around here. This was about 4:30. We were watching some strong storms up towards Rhinelander and a batch of strong storms down towards Madison. The storms up to the north really lost their punch a little bit. But about 6 o'clock, I'm going to fine-tune the radar and bring this up. We had these storms down west and southwest of Fond du Lac, but they put out this little bit of a boundary. See this line right here? That is a little outflow boundary. And watch as that lifts to the northeast. We started to see a little storm cell pop up near Chilton. That was the first sign of the storm that was going to bubble up in western Manitowoc County. And as we move this along to about 6:45, we got that storm to flare up northeast of Kiel, western Manitowoc County. That prompted the severe thunderstorm warning. And we watched the storm complex move east and then gradually weaken here inland and then shift out over Lake Michigan. So there you go. That was the evolution of an outflow boundary driven storm complex. When I worked down in Mississippi, we had these all the time in the summertime. These storms would pop up, produce these outflow boundaries that would kick up new showers and storms. And I would be shocked if we don't see something flare up here, right over Green Bay Metro very, very soon. with two outflow boundaries colliding along with a bit of a lake breeze just sitting here. So stranger things have happened. We may not get anything, but it's a possibility. If the atmosphere was really juiced up and totally unstable with high dew points in the 60s and is very tropical, then we would have a better chance of probably instant growth of these storms. But the air's been pretty dry so far today, and that has been a big limiting factor. But right now, we have some wet weather out towards Shawano, and you can see this view right here. We're looking northwest, so we're getting a little bit of that sunlight to come on in from the batch of rain out there. Let me go ahead and move our Shawano camera around just a little bit here, and we'll move this back. We're looking north-northwest. Let's move this back to the west just a little bit and see if we can get anything different in view. You can see some of these downpours there on the western horizon right there, and it looks like there's a tiny little shelf cloud there associated with some of the cooler breezes coming out of the thunderstorm there. So that's really neat to see, but it is more it's not threatening per se. Let's just say it's neat to look at, but it's not threatening by any means there. But there's some interesting things to watch out for sure. Going back to Manitowoc, where we had that storm complex, let's go to Appleton real quick here and show you some of these bubbling clouds. We're looking east, southeast, and going to Green Bay. I've had this looking south. We'll move our Green Bay sky cam around. It's dark here downtown, just looking outside the studio. Appreciate the reports there. Kayla from Manitowoc reporting a little bit of thunder, nothing major. Kayla reporting some thunderstorms outside. I think she's up in Sturgeon Bay. So yes, we do have some showers and storms around. This is Green Bay. I'm going to move this back looking northeast towards the bay. Definitely a little bit more unsettled in this direction here with the outflow boundary that has been kicking in from the north. So we have some clouds bubbling. We'll see if we can't get anything to actually develop here. So, all right, that is a look at our sky cams, and let's see, where else can we go? Where else have we not been? Let's go to Oshkosh here real quick. And we had some threatening skies, but the outflow boundary has moved through. So now it looks like it's going to be a pretty nice evening here. So this is the lay of the land as of, let's see, it's 7:40. We'll watch the Wittenberg storm, the western Shawano County storm. That is the most promising for anything that could be on the stronger side. Let's put on our hail tracker real quick. There's no hail being detected in that. As far as wind speeds, yes, this is where we could have some winds that could be in excess of 40 miles per hour. So this area out towards Wittenberg, Tigerton, this is where we have the best chance for getting some stronger wind. And these storms have been moving east-southeast about 35 miles per hour. So let's just put on a quick storm track here. And this would, let me go ahead and add a couple of cities here. So it's over Wittenberg now. This would be near Tigerton at 750. And if it holds together, Clintonville rather by 826, Shawano proper at 8:30. You've got a little bit of wet weather in Shawano, but the big kahuna, if you will, could be in by 7:30. So we'll see how this goes over the next 45 minutes or so. But some gusty wind in excess of 40 miles per hour possibility, some ominous looking clouds, and some thunder and lightning, some downpours. We'll take the rain. We've had some drought conditions around here. The drought conditions have improved a little bit, and that's always nice to see as well here. 7:42 on this Sunday. This is Mother's Day. Generally non-severe activity. Some strong storms now over Lake Michigan, but going back to Door County over Brussels and areas south of Sturgeon Bay here, southern Door County on 57, and you're really getting the downpours right now. And there could be a little bit of small hail now in the stronger cell just around and east of Brussels along and east of State Highway 57 in southern Door County. But that is some half-inch size hail being detected and some thunder and lightning, some downpours. But nothing that sticks out as, oh, this is a severe storm or very strong storm activity. And as far as velocity goes, this is our wind velocity product. It doesn't look like there's a lot of terribly strong wind in this. And I'm going to bring up another product, our shear rate. We use this for straight line winds and tornado rotation. Don't really see a lot of that in this either as far as gusty wind. So the atmosphere was set up today to produce some hail and some damaging wind gusts, but thankfully we haven't had too many reports of that kind of activity around here, just a handful. So good news to report here. We will go back to our Shawano Skycam and see that we're looking west and southwest here, and we'll watch that area in western Shawano County eventually come into view here. But right now, just a little bit of wet weather in the city of Shawano right now, but nothing too terribly crazy. So that is, let's go, that is our situation here. Here's the national picture. Some broken activity across the upper Midwest. I'm going to just lapse this for the last couple of hours. This is a 3-hour lapse. And, typically we would have, if we had more moisture available and some better energy, wind energy, we would have a big severe weather outbreak, a big squall line. Dew points today, 30s, 40s to low 50s. That really has kept the lid on the buoyant atmosphere. And we haven't had a lot of tremendously extreme wind energy in the atmosphere today, so things have been in check for most of today. This area of low pressure that is down to our southwest, you can see it swirling down here in Kansas and Nebraska. This area of low pressure here, this is going to be moving in this general direction. So we will be on the northern fringe of this tomorrow. I think the best rain chance is going to be across southeastern Wisconsin, but areas south of Green Bay still have a chance for a few showers, but that would be tomorrow, and for the most part, we will miss out on that. We will have the smoke. That's what we will have here across our area here in northeastern Wisconsin. So that is the bigger perspective going back to our northeastern Wisconsin view on our local radar. Non-severe activity, but we'll watch the western Shawano storm here, and this is also trying to dip into other parts of northeastern Wisconsin. So northwestern Wapaka County, we are going to be grazed by this. So it's going to go right along the Shawano-Wapaka County line. We go and check we got a chat room with the Weather Service folks and see if we have any new info to report here. But fortunately, things have been limited in size and scope here. And we are basically just in babysit mode to see if anything can flare back up as we go through the next little while here. So that is where we are headed. Keep in mind the air quality is going to go from good to bad later on tonight and tomorrow morning. I'm going to effort, as long as you keep looking at that air quality map here. I want to show you, I grabbed a satellite image from NOAA earlier this afternoon, or earlier this evening. This was about 6:30 something, right before the severe thunderstorm warning flared up in Manitowoc County. And here you go. This is a high-res view of the smoke coming on into northeastern Wisconsin. And you can really see it quite clearly here back to the northwest out towards Duluth and the Arrowhead, northern Wisconsin, western Lake Superior, Iowa Royal. So that's the smoke. We can see it on our satellite imagery, especially as the sun gets ready to set. We can really see it on satellite imagery. We're not going to be able to really see it tonight on satellite imagery. But that was just before sunset. You can see some of the storms that were flaring up across northeastern Wisconsin. But this gray smoke back to the northwest, that is the thick stuff coming our way. So if you are sensitive to air quality, that involves small particles from smoke, that is going to be a problem come tomorrow. So just be aware. We have smoke that will be coming on in very, very soon, and it's going to smell like smoke. It's going to be hazy and just a bit cruddy tomorrow with this low-level smoke in the air. And unfortunately, we can't do much about it. It's coming in from Canada. But it's out there, and it is going to be an issue here. So I just want to make you aware that we have that coming on in. So you may think, oh, well, we didn't see a lot of storms today. It's going to be a quiet night, and the storms will go away by midnight or so, and we're going to be good going into the work week. Well, we'll have a quiet start to the week. It's just going to be a little bit smoky here. So Rachel reporting some rain in Cleveland this evening. Let's see, I'm going to go back through the comments here. So again, it's a pretty quiet setup right now, and that's certainly good news here. We're approaching 8 o'clock. We have a couple of boundaries out there. Not looking at too many major problems. The one issue I could see would be areas west of Clintonville. We put that storm track on this batch of storms. There would be the best chance for any gusty wind here. This would be near Tigerton right now. This is where we have some 40 mile per hour wind gusts perhaps at about, let's see, this is about 3,500 feet out here above the surface. So some of that could be coming on down. But that is not severe criteria. And lightning is pretty limited in this, so that is a nice trend. So it looks like things are beginning to wind down and ease just a little bit here. I'm going to expand the view and just put this on loop. I'm going to go back over to the old computer. We're losing some of the lightning on the activity that is inland. The majority of the lightning now being detected, cloud-to-ground strikes now out over Lake Michigan. So once we start to lose some of the lightning on the activity inland, that's a sign that some of this is weakening. We've lost some of the lightning strikes here with the storm complex there west of Shawano. So right now, going into the 8 o'clock hour, we're looking relatively comfortable as far as not too much in the way of strong storm activity. Maybe babysitting the radar up until our evening newscast tonight. By then, things will really be on the way out. It would appear that newscast coming up at 10 o'clock. So that is a severe weather and radar update this evening. One thing that we can always do on our stream that we can't do on TV is have not unlimited, but nearly unlimited amounts of time to talk, describe, interact with the comments. And that's what we've been trying to do this evening for a little bit of a test run before we really ramp up some coverage later on in the season, assuming we get some more robust severe storm coverage here that does occur across northeastern Wisconsin. Keep in mind, we haven't had a big outbreak of severe weather really in about 2 years. We're about 23 months since the last tornado warning in northeastern Wisconsin. That's 23 months. That's almost 2 years, knock on wood. It's been super quiet. Last year we got into the drought situation. This year it's been pretty tame so far. Most of it deflected across the southern part of the state, and the Manitowoc County warning, I think that would be the third severe thunderstorm warning we've had in our area so far this year. It is May 12th, and we've got another 4 months to go. And we'll see how things go, but it's been quiet for this season so far. It's been quiet so far for the last nearly 2 years. But we, of course, will be watching things here at WBAY TV. I'm going to let you go here this evening. We talked about the 7-day forecast. We'll give you another radar check at 10. And unless something flares up, we should be home free for the rest of this evening. But there's still going to be some rain and some thunder around here tonight. As I mentioned, I'll be babysitting, and we'll go from there. And hopefully you had a great weekend. Today's Mother's Day. Once again, happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. We respect you. We love you. And Mother Nature, very kind to all of the moms out there today that love warm weather. We had some really warm stuff, the warmest day of the year in most spots right on Mother's Day. So with that, I'll see you at 10 o'clock tonight on TV.